Camber, I have a quick perhaps anecdote that I want to tell you.
This
first.
is very peculiar.
Yeah.
Drum should be starting right now.
Yeah, it's a bit odd. Have you ever had the experience where you like cooking something in the oven?
Yeah.
And like when you open the door, it's like blasting like really hot.
Yeah.
And stuff.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I don't know, it's a bit annoying.
Mm-hmm.
I decided just yesterday on the weekend to do something a little bit peculiar. I was like, okay, I'm going to fill up several bowls.
Okay.
With ice.
Yeah.
I'm putting ice in these bowls. It actually took me quite a long time. I have 2 freezers. I did like kind of 2 sets of ice. It was a lot of ice.
Okay.
I probably put it in about maybe like 12. There was probably like, no, maybe not that, maybe like 7 bowls full of ice.
Okay. Yeah.
And I put them all in the oven.
Mm-hmm.
And I closed the door. The oven was off. I'm not an idiot, Camber. And then I waited about 30 minutes, maybe. And then I went over to the oven and I pulled down the door.
Yeah.
And for the first time ever, I had a cold open. Hello and welcome to Reddit on Reddit, the internet's auditory version of Reddit. I'm Nelson Allingham, joined by Michael Campbell.
Was it worth it?
Yeah.
Was it worth turning off all the new listeners that potentially would have started?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Look, as long as you're confident in it, that's all I need.
I don't even care if existing listeners leave.
You know that we back each other kind of blindly. So if you're happy with that, I'm happy with it.
Yeah. I mean, I've done better things in my life.
Name one.
Nope, that was it. Yeah. So anyway, should we get into it? I don't know now how to start the show.
Yeah.
Because it has already been started, if you will.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Okay. This first Reddit on Reddit was by Burnt Texas Toaster. And it was in the subreddit, Am I the Asshole?
Right.
The title is, Am I the Asshole for refusing to babysit for my sister despite brother-in-law having a family emergency?
Based on the historical data of it appearing on this show, yes. I'm going to say they're probably the asshole.
Probably the asshole.
Please continue.
Yeah. I, 37 male.
Thank God.
And my wife, 33 female, have no children. We live in a small 2-bedroom house with the second bedroom converted into a game room / office for us. My sister, 32 female, and brother-in-law, 35 male, have 2 kids, nephew, 8 male, and niece, 9 female. Both are great kids. Love them and would do anything for them. Love them and would do anything for them.
But so far I'm relating. Also childless, also have a spare bedroom converted into a podcast area for us. But
podcast room, yeah.
So I'm on their side so far. Me, 32 male, on their side so far.
Good to know. We've babysat for my sis and brother-in-law before and had no issues until recently. On April 7th, Good Friday, brother-in-law got a call that his sister, 28 female, was in a near-fatal car accident along with 2 of her friends. She had to be airlifted to the hospital. They weren't sure if she was going to make it, so family members were being called in to say goodbye and support the rest of the family. This happened across the state we live in. Sis texted me around 10:40ish that night, asking if I was awake, then called to explain the situation. She then asked if I would babysit the kids over Easter weekend while they traveled across the state to be with brother-in-law's family. I told her no, I couldn't. I work in a steel manufacturing plant. in brackets, she knows this. on a rotary shift, and after Easter on Monday, I would be starting the overnight shifts. I told her that I was going to sleep during the day on Saturday and Sunday to get accustomed to being on third shift. When she asked if my wife would be willing, I again told her no, since she's going to be doing Easter stuff with her side of the family.
She knows this.
She knows this. When she asked why I couldn't just sleep in on Sunday or why couldn't my wife take the kids with her to the Easter stuff, I snapped back at her that I gave her 3 reasons why. That 1, I wanted the weekend to adjust my shift in sleeping schedules and couldn't do that in one day. 2, my wife wanted to spend Easter with her side of the family. And finally, that no is a complete sentence, and that's final.
Oh, wow.
What a cunt.
Wait, let's not pass judgment yet. No,
sorry. I'll get to the end. Maybe there's another reason that's going to pop up.
It better be good.
She got pissed, said we'll talk later, and hung up. They took the kids, and on the way, Sis texted me that I'm an asshole for not taking their tragedy to heart, for not helping them in their time of need, that it wouldn't have killed me or my wife to miss a day of sleep or take the kids with her. And brother-in-law is pissed at us. He prays we don't have an emergency and need him because he'll say no and he'll want to sleep in. I haven't responded and we're currently not speaking to each other. Going to add, when Sis called, my wife was asleep to get up early in the morning to do her family things. Our parents live in another state. Our other brother lives in another country. I don't know why she didn't call any of their friends when I refused. So, am I the asshole for not babysitting my sister's kids in their time of need?
Look, this one's pretty cut and dry.
Pretty cut and dry.
I think. What I don't understand is, I would say if you work a job at Steel Mill, one of the more valid reasons to ever ask for a day off would say, my sister and her husband, someone's been in a fatal car crash. They need to go visit and they need their kids to be minded.
Yeah, exactly.
That being said, I guess we have the luxury of living here, like in this country, which I would say our workplace...
It's like you can't get fired for that. Or
yeah,
you can't
exactly.
It's so hard for that to come back to hurt you.
So maybe I'm thinking through the wrong lens there.
Maybe, yeah, that's true. But even then, I still think there would be this.
Our studio's just falling apart.
I
don't know if that was audible, but something just fell off the wall.
Probably not at all, but it scared the shit out of me. Anyway, this guy is just like, I would say, totally tone deaf to the situation.
Yeah.
Perhaps.
Yeah.
How would you...
That's being generous.
Yeah.
He's a bit tone deaf.
Yeah. Because I just don't understand, like, where how some people prioritize what's important to them in life and to only ever totally think of yourself in every circumstance. Because he might be like, if that was my sister and she was in an accident, I'd want that. But because it's not me and my sister,
tough luck.
Then tough luck. I don't care. Yeah.
And this to me, this is actually teachable to me, I think. Because you and I are in a similar boat. We don't necessarily want kids.
Yeah.
But I now have a new goal of not being this guy.
Yeah.
Like not turning into this.
Yeah.
Like my brothers, my brother and my sister both have kids.
Yeah.
I don't want to be the guy to be like, I don't know, man. I got stuff on.
Yeah.
I'm pretty busy. And you know that.
Actually, honestly, Cambo, to play devil's advocate a little bit. Just yesterday, I went to the aquarium with my nieces and nephews. We were out together for like maybe 2 hours. Oh, boy. Is that stressful?
Oh, yeah.
I love my nieces and nephews, but like at one point, we're like, where's Max? Where did he go? Everybody, I'm doing a head count, I'm missing one. Max isn't here. And then we're just like, I'm panicking. The funny thing is, me and my partner, Ellen, are probably panicking more than the parents.
Yeah.
They're like, he'll be around.
Yeah.
We're like, no, but like, where though?
It is funny to see, like, when you've been a parent for a while, like, you know, I was with my brother one time and his kid ran past and just absolutely ate shit.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, is it okay? He's like, he's fine. He's
He's
all right. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
He got up, and it's funny because it's still that age where you can tell the kid they are fine. He's like, you're fine, aren't you, buddy?
Yeah.
And the kid's like, yeah.
I guess so. You're normally right about these things, so I guess okay. I think that is fine. I think the opposite can be true though, when like if parents have more than one kid, the more likely they're going to be relaxed about like, I don't know, losing one.
You got a spare.
Or one of them, falling over. Because because I've seen some parents with like their first child and it's like every small little thing that happened, like, oh, you got 3 meters too close to that cactus and that could have pricked you.
Can I say a prime example I saw that I think will be dropped by kid number 2?
Yeah.
Kid number 1, every single thing the kid ate, they would mark down in a diary to check for allergies.
Oh my God, that's insane.
I think that will be gone by kid 2.
Yeah, I think so. That was like my parents, a very small thing that they did was their first kid didn't have any candy till he was like 3 or something like that. So no sugar. But then as soon as they gave him candy, then they couldn't like not give the other kids candy because, you know, of like jealousy or whatever. So, so a few rules I feel like he had to endure first before the rest of us
The one
got
as
to profit.
The one as a non-parent I laugh at is anytime I hear a parent say, we're going to try and minimize our kids' screen time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good luck.
You wait till one tantrum at a cafe, and that iPad will be out so quickly.
Yeah.
And I don't judge people that do it. It must be so tempting to be like, here, watch Bluey.
Yeah. Actually, no. Do you know what? I do judge parents that do this, but only if it's the default straight away go-to thing. If you sit down and then put the iPad in front, I feel like that's different to being like, hey, just try and do the normal thing here and enjoy the company of each other and our family.
I saw how easy it is to succumb to it, though. We had some friends over here a little while ago, and they brought their 2 kids with them, like quite young kids. They were running around like so much and so loud and so active. And after a while, obviously, that becomes like grating.
Yeah.
Trying to think
really annoying.
Trying to think of a better word.
Yeah.
And at one point, she's like, if you just put on ABC iView, they'll sit down and they'll be really quiet.
Okay,
and we did, and they were.
Oh.
They just sat there for like 40 minutes, didn't talk. It's like, wow, this is like an immediate off switch.
Yeah. Do you know what you should have done? Put on like The Ring. They'll never be back, Cambo. They're like, oh, I love going to Cambo's place. He's got ABC iView. Whether it should be, oh, I never want to go there again. I've had nightmares. Okay, Cambo, let's move into Ask Reddit. Ask Reddit. This Ask Reddit is by Amy Seish. And it's, what's the hardest... I just realized I didn't prepare this. But what's the hardest would you rather question you've ever been asked?
Hardest would you rather question? I don't. We didn't we do a whole podnapping on would you rather questions?
I think we might have.
It's like deafness and blind is a hard one.
Yeah.
I think I picked deafness, but I didn't like it.
Yeah, that's true. That's a really tricky one.
Yeah, like it's so hard to imagine because every time I pick one, I immediately regret it.
Yeah.
So I was like, I guess I'll be deaf. And then I'm like, music.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Yeah. Okay. I have one that I've just thought up of. Yeah. You mentioned blind and deaf. I'm thinking arms or legs.
Legs.
Keep your legs.
No, lose my legs.
Lose your legs.
Yeah, lose my
Okay,
legs.
lose your legs. Yeah, I think I'm the same.
I feel like this is such a dumb thing because I'm sure it's wrong, but I feel like I use my hands.
Yeah.
more than my feet.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's
for like day, like I could still do my job.
Yeah.
Where I work with my hands and a wheelchair.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, then how about this? One leg and no wait. One arm.
Yeah.
Or both legs.
Dominant arm or non-dominant arm?
Oh, dominant arm.
One arm. Look, I'm sure you could train yourself to be better with your opposite arm, right?
Yeah. I think that happens.
So I'd have to go one arm. I think.
Yeah.
Because it would take me maybe, I don't know, a couple of years to be as good as I am with my left as I am with my right, but I think I could do it.
Yeah. I think I would still just lose both my legs.
Yeah?
Because I need...
Well, you can't hold like a video game controller.
That's exactly my problem.
Yeah.
There's only a certain amount of games that I still enjoy those games. But otherwise... Yeah, I don't know. Okay, I thought what it would be fun is if we go through some of these ones that people have asked. And oh my God, it finally loaded. Oh boy. Okay. So this one is by I Hate Buying Light.
Okay.
Would you rather have a horizontal butt crack or a vertical mouth?
Ooh. Horizontal butt crack, does it still function the same way?
Are we going to say that everybody else in the world has a normal butt crack and mouth?
Yeah.
So we've just got
we would
this
be
on
weird,
the-
yeah.
Okay. Because then, in terms of the butt crack, all toilets are built for vertical butt cracks.
Yeah.
So you'd have trouble pooping.
Yeah. But
then you wouldn't look like a weirdo to everybody else.
But what I'm saying is like a normal toilet seat obviously are slightly oblong.
Yeah.
But is the width wide enough to still actually...
Oh, yeah, maybe it would be fine.
Because it's still, not to get too graphic, it still comes through the sphincter, like to a point, right?
Yeah.
So your drop point should still be the same.
It would slide off weird.
Yeah, it probably would slide off weird.
Because I feel like it's now then got to go over hump now.
Yeah. The toilet paper situation would be much more intense.
Yeah, you would. A bidet wouldn't even be optional in your life. It would be required.
Certainly have a bidet. I think
Which, by the way, just a quick side note. For those who don't know, a while ago, Zimbo, a friend of the show, bought a bidet for us.
Yeah, we do have a
that's
joint
the end
bidet.
of that story. And I've been using it a bit more.
Okay,
yeah, I'm coming around to it.
Okay.
Anyway, sorry.
And maybe this just speaks to my vanity. But the horizontal butt crack would just be easier to hide.
Yeah, vertical mouth is too weird.
It's too weird.
Yeah.
Well, because I could walk into an office building and go, "Hey, everyone, I'm normal," and they'd be like, "We have no reason to think otherwise."
Yeah.
So few people would see my butt.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay, here's another one. This is by Scry One Draw One. When my daughter was 8 or 9, she would ask random "Would you rather" questions from a book. It was nothing not safe for work, just random stuff like "Would you rather only eat pizza or ice cream?" Harmless things like that. So one night while I was out to dinner with her and her mother, she asked me, "Uncle Scry One Draw One." Oh, it was my friend's daughter. Anyway, would you rather be a door or a window? I thought it over for a moment and for no particular reason said, "I guess I'd rather be a window." Without missing a beat, she goes, "You seem more like a door to me." Then flat refused to explain why. Haunts me to this day.
Yeah. Why does that feel insulting?
Yeah, there is something just about you
You're being
almost being
used.
confident in something arbitrary.
Yeah.
That somebody's like, no.
That's cute that you think that. But
Window. I don't think so.
I've seen some windows in my time, mate. You were not a window.
Yeah.
You're lucky to be a door. You're a sliding fly screen door.
Yeah. Or a trap door.
Nice to have, but not 100% necessary.
Yeah. What do you think, Kemba? Are you a door or a window?
I would want to be a window because I feel like you get called upon less.
Yes, that's true.
Like, I mean, the use of a window is quite passive normally. You can look through it and that doesn't require me to do anything.
Yeah.
Occasionally they'll open you if they need a little bit of a breeze.
But more fragile, easy to break.
That's true.
One stray cricket ball, Cambo, and you're gone.
That's true. And if I'm a window next to a door, I'm what the thieves will use
Oh,
to break
get
into the
in.
house.
Yeah, that's true. What would be the best window to be?
Ceiling, like a skylight.
A skylight? Oh, okay. Yeah, you sort of sun yourself up a little
Yeah,
bit.
birds might crap on you a bit more.
Yeah, that's true. How about like a mosaic sort of window in like a church or something?
Or I'm thinking, some houses on a second story will have like a porthole window up in the...
Oh, that's a bit fun.
Yeah, isn't it? And you're completely decorative.
Yeah.
But when people see you, they go,
Oh, it's a little port window.
yeah.
Yeah, that's true. All right.
That's the king of windows.
Yeah, it is. Okay, here's another one. This is by my good friend John. Would you rather have the ability to effortlessly run at 100 miles per hour or fly at 10 miles per hour?
Okay, this is immediately
miles per hour I'm a little lost with, by the way. So let's just say 100 kilometers or 10 kilometers. 10 kilometers seems so slow.
Yeah, that's the thing. My immediate thought was run.
Yeah.
I'll get everyone so quickly.
Yeah.
But then I thought, could I use flying to my advantage somehow?
Yeah.
The speed is very detrimental.
It sucks. Like,
You
you
can't
couldn't
fly-
go overseas.
No, you can't fly to New Zealand even,
Yeah,
Like, the plane to New Zealand is what?
Yeah.
5 hours, 4 hours maybe?
Yeah, maybe.
And that's going way quicker than 10.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah. This is the problem I have with speed, actually. One that I think running is that nobody considers the fact that you could just so easily run into shit by accident.
Yeah.
And you would just be dead.
You're not going as fast as the Flash,
Yeah.
which is to say you would pass through it because the speed you're running is
Right.
It's 100.
Is that how the Flash, if they get around that logic, he's so fast he goes through stuff. And people are like, yeah, that tracks.
I think there's something about he vibrates at such a subatomic level that he can pass through. I don't know.
It's not bullshit. I thought it was like that thing where he moves so fast that in his vision, everything is like stopped.
Way
so he
slow,
can like jump over cars.
Well, yeah,
or something. I don't
I'm
know.
sure that's also
Anyway,
probably a
but
factor.
that wouldn't be as fast as you're running.
No.
You need,
100 kilometers, if we're saying, you go that on a freeway, like in a car. So if you hit something, it's like hitting it with a car. It's not good.
Yeah.
You're hitting it at 100 kilometers per hour.
Yeah.
100 miles is even quicker, obviously. Like that's really up there.
Yeah.
I think I would do running, and it's not even that I would run 100 kilometers per hour that often. I would only use it every now and then to really fuck people over.
Oh.
Someone's like, race you there? And I'm like, okay.
Put $1,000 on it?
Yeah. And I wouldn't even go the full 100 necessarily.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
everyone would be like, geez, I didn't think you could run that fast.
Yeah, just a little bit faster than them, yeah. So they think like they can win.
I would essentially use it to hustle people.
Yeah, that's true. You just start walking around with a cane and stuff too.
No one challenge me to a race. Please, no one challenge me to a
don't
race.
challenge me to a race.
This is my last $1,000 and I don't want to have to bet this on a race, all right?
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to do one more.
Okay.
This is by Dralafi. Would you rather have to pay for everything in pennies or have to use a pogo stick as your only method of transportation? This includes walking. If you want to get up off the couch to get a bag of chips from the pantry, you have to pogo there.
Okay.
Paying for everything in pennies actually would suck because my instinct is like, well, I don't want to pogo everywhere. That seems like a nightmare. But then paying for pennies for everything.
I can't think of my way around this one. They're both bad because pogoing everywhere.
Yeah.
Absolutely. As soon as you're on stairs.
Yeah.
Absolute nightmare. Can you get off the pogo if you pogo into an elevator? Can you get off the pogo in the elevator and then get back on and pogo out?
Oh.
Or do you have to be pogoing in because you're in transit technically?
Yeah, that's true. You have to just be pogoing on the spot.
And that can't be safe.
That would be pretty. Yeah, surely there's
like shock systems and stuff.
I've never seen a sign inside an elevator that says no pogoing.
It's one of the ones that if they put it up, someone would be like, "I never thought we'd have to do this."
Yeah. I can't believe that fatal crash meant that we'd have to put these signs up in every elevator.
There's certain signs you think people would just know.
You just get it. Yeah. But yeah, paying for pennies. I mean, and you know what? Especially in Australia.
Yeah, they're not even legal.
Not even legal currency. Like, guys, but technically it's worth more. Yeah. You know, I just pogo everywhere.
Yeah.
I feel like it would be one of those things. You know, it's like if in your neighborhood there's like a fun car or something.
Yeah, you'd be
and everybody knows that car.
Yeah.
You'd be the guy that'd be like, hey, that's the guy that pogos everywhere.
Yeah.
And he's just constantly crying. I should have chosen the pennies. Okay, but let's move on into shower thoughts.
So now, isn't it today I learned?
Oh, yeah. Today I...
Jeez, come on, Nelson. You scared me there.
So now it's time for Today I Learned. Today I learned. And also sometimes advice. This Today I Learned is by Brutal Deluxe. Today I learned in 1656 Boston, a ship's captain was sentenced to sit in the stocks for 2 hours because he had engaged in lewd and unseemly behavior on the Sabbath. Upon arriving home on a Sunday after a 3-year voyage at sea, Captain Kemble had kissed his wife.
In public, I assume.
I assume in public. Oh, wouldn't it be worse
Yeah.
if like it was just him and his wife, and his wife is like, I need to tell somebody about this. This is disgusting.
Or like the neighbors just walking past and kind of just peers in the window and
Yeah.
he goes, "What?
Oh, in the stocks for you." I think it's so funny how society has just changed so much in this sort of respect as to what's lewd and unseemly behavior. I mean, even if you think about not that long ago, someone like Elvis being like, "Oh, that gyrating
his hips.
That's too much. That's too much." And it's like, can you imagine, like, if we just transported media from this time back, like 100 years or something or more, just to be like, there's basically naked people on TV just singing and dancing.
What would you show them as like the example of how far it's gone?
Oh, like the worst. I mean, not that it's that lewd, but I would love to show somebody Married at First Sight.
Yeah.
The TV show, actually, with the we established is Australian, I think.
Yeah,
anyway,
or at least more prominent here than other countries.
Other countries, but
it's huge here. It's
just the worst. It's like the biggest. I see it like violation of something that is meant to be kind of sacred.
Yeah.
I guess.
Isn't marriage a joke?
Yeah, exactly. Like, just what a ridiculous joke. Maybe that, or like a Tay-Tay clip or something.
Right,
you know,
yeah. A woman dancing independently.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Yeah. What do you reckon it would be for you? What's
possibly the I don't think you've seen this, but possibly the movie Babylon. There's just a lot of really lewd.
I think I have seen Babylon. No, wait.
It's like a lot of like lewd, like orgies.
Is that was 3 stories in one? No, what's that?
Yeah, there are like parallel stories.
Yeah,
Margot
parallel
Robbie,
stories.
Brad Pitt. It's about,
and
like,
he gets shot on a bus. What am I thinking of?
You of Babel.
Oh, come on, that was so close.
How could you mistake the Brad Pitt movie Babel with the Brad Pitt movie Babylon?
If he comes out with a movie called Baby On,
Yeah.
oh boy, I'm gonna be so annoyed.
And he's like, why are people so confused about this?
Yeah.
I don't get it. They're clearly all different movies. No, Babylon's about the early days of Hollywood in the 20s.
Right. Yes.
But
That
there's like
came out not that long ago. Right.
Yeah. Like, a couple of orgies,
Yeah.
elephants shitting on people, vomiting everywhere. There's a woman pissing on a guy at one point.
Yeah.
That I think that would ruffle some feathers, I think.
Yeah, it's so funny. Even to think, like, again, just using dumb examples, is like how Dungeons and Dragons was seen. It like had such a negative connotation as like the devil, and all the stuff. Look at all these monster-y things. That seems bad.
Yeah. It could be like one of the biggest franchises just about witchcraft.
Yeah.
Straight up about witchcraft.
Yeah.
And they love it. They're the good guys.
Yeah.
Imagine going back to the days of Salem.
Yeah.
We love witches now.
Yeah. Oh, guys.
They're so charming and wacky.
Yeah.
And kind of sophisticated, actually, when you think about it. Here's an example for you. In the movie Psycho, broke new ground.
Oh, I know this fact.
Yeah. Do you want to explain?
I think that it was the first time in a movie where a toilet was flushed.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Big deal.
People are like, oh my God, I can't
Big
believe
deal. They tried to remove it.
Can't believe they flushed that.
I
toilet.
know.
It's so ridiculous.
Can't believe they've mentioned what we all do.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
Actually, I went to a Weird Al Yankovic concert not that long ago, which, by the way, he was really good. Really entertaining to watch. But he said that he had a song where one of the lines is something like, I would rather lick the toilet bowl of every seat in Grand Central Station than, I don't know, be with you or something like that. And he said we recorded this thing for like primetime TV, back in the like 80s, 90s maybe. And they're like, oh, it's not like a family-friendly line to say that you licked every toilet seat in the Grand Central Station. And he's like, oh, okay, like, do we need to redo it? Reword it? And they're like, look, no, it's fine. Like, we're gonna cover it, but just so you know, we've got this issue. And he's like, oh yeah, okay, that's fine. Do whatever you want. And so when the TV special eventually came on, he's listening to it, and they beeped the word like toilet seat. So he says, I'd rather lick beep in Grand Central Station. I think it like still toilet. It's like, you made that so much worse.
Yeah.
By beeping out just the seat part. And it implied so much worse. But pretty funny. All right. Let's get into shower thoughts.
Shower thoughts, shower thoughts, shower thoughts, shower thoughts.
This shower thought is by no open usernames. It's likely that at least one person's Tinder date never showed up because they died first, but the person just thought they got ghosted.
Jesus.
That's the definition of being ghosted.
Yeah, literally ghosted, yeah.
Your date turns up, you're like, oh, I'm here, but I can't communicate. I might wobble this water bottle a little bit. That's how you know.
If you were going on a date
and
you died, would you... Because you know how they say ghosts have unfinished business?
Oh, yeah.
How do you finish that?
Yeah. I would find Patrick Swayze first.
Yeah.
He knows all the people.
Which would work because he is dead. So you could find him as a ghost.
Yeah. And then he speaks to Whoopi.
Yeah.
I'm vaguely remembering this movie I saw once a really long time ago. Okay.
It's about the movie Dirty Dancing, to be clear. The movie Dirty Dancing.
Dirty Dancing. Patrick Swayze.
Yeah.
Don't put baby in the gutter.
Yeah.
I think I would go on a date. I would be... Yeah, because I'd be like, oh, I'm dead. It's a bit sad for like all the reasons that, I don't want to be dead for.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
But
but beautiful thought to have when you're dead. I'm dead for all. Oh, it's annoying for all the reasons that I don't want to be dead for.
for all those reasons. No, but then I'd be like, well, I now feel like, now that I know that there is an afterlife as a ghost, I'll presume that I have infinite time. So I may as well go on the date.
Yeah.
Just show up, just sort of see her get more and more disappointed as the time goes on. And yeah.
Because if she didn't care that you didn't turn up, you'd be even more hurt.
Oh, yeah,
so
that's
you'd want her
true.
to be like, oh, I really wanted her to come. And you're like, yes.
Ah.
She was into me.
Oh, yeah. I could have got laid tonight. Yeah, that's true.
Come on, Swayze, let's get out of here. Thanks for coming.
And he's like, nah, I got nothing better to do.
That's what I do now.
Infinite time, Nelson. Infinite time.
You know how many people, when they die, seek me out?
Yeah.
I should never have made Dirty Dancing.
Yeah. I think that this is what I feel like the problem is if you became a ghost.
Yeah.
I imagine the world would just be packed with ghosts.
Yeah. Yeah.
So many more ghosts than living people on the planet.
I guess it just depends on what version of Ghost you subscribe to.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, I think the most common one is like a ghost has unfinished business.
Yeah.
And movies would suggest that once they complete their business, then they can pass on.
Yeah. To what?
I don't know. Nothing.
Is it to heaven? Yeah, yeah.
To nothingness.
Yeah, yeah.
That's why so many of them don't ever complete their business.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
there's nothing there.
Yeah. It could be really easy. All I wanted to do was see the Grand Canyon in my lifetime. I could do that right now, but I don't want to pass on, whatever that means.
How did you die? I was crossing this road and I got hit by a car.
Yeah.
I could just cross the road
Yeah.
at any time now, but if I do that...
Because this is what I've thought about reasons why, like I said, all the reasons I'd be sad that I died.
Yeah.
One of them would be maybe top of the list that I wouldn't get to see Fast X as an example. It's coming out soon. Or just the movie franchise. We spoke about if I was nervous before the last Avengers came out. I mean, the last, of the series. Because I was like, don't want to die and miss the ending to this film series. But then if I was a ghost, I could just watch movies, consume media the whole time. No issues with anything. Just watch everything.
But you couldn't play video games.
That would suck.
You would need to find someone who is about your skill set.
Yeah.
And hover over them as they play and be like, yeah, I would have done that. Yeah, it's good.
Do you reckon, though, that there is the ghostly scientists of the world, the Einsteins, the Edisons, that they are working out how to interact with the
living
to play video games?
Obviously, yeah.
Because
they've seen Jedi Survivor or whatever. The new one. It's like, that does look good.
Yeah. Nikola Tesla's like, I really want to wield a lightsaber.
You can customize your own saber.
Yeah.
I'm pretty into it.
So we need to work on this. Yeah, I think somebody's working on it.
Yeah.
In the ghost realm.
And good. I would say, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, let's move on to podnapping.
Oh my God, I'm being podnapped!
Podnapping.
This is podnapping, where we nap a pod. We take a topic of conversation or a segment from another thing, and we do it ourselves.
Thank God Jeremy has written in.
Thank Jeremy. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You don't understand.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's hard to convey thanks of this magnitude.
No one has ever thanked anyone.
Yeah.
To the extent where thank you, Jeremy.
Yeah. Somebody has saved somebody else's life, and their thank you wasn't even close to this thank you.
Jeremy said, "Hello, gentlemen. My podnapping is called Google Translate describes something. I have run 4 descriptions of topics through Google and Bing Translate. The game is to figure out what they're describing. Here's an example. This is a podcast hosted by 2 Australian men who discuss popular posts on a popular internet forum. Some parts of the show include shower ideas and AMAs. They despise the pudding and often outsource ideas. One of their great listeners is the Chicago correspondent. The answer to that would be Reddit on Reddit. So
I thought it was an endless thread.
he hasn't said this, but I think what he's done is he's translated something and then retranslated it back to English, because then obviously you don't have exactly matching words.
Yeah. I'm glad we weren't just getting Spanish. That'd be confusing.
The Hola. The original version of that was, this is a podcast hosted by two Australian lads who discuss trending posts on the popular internet forum. Some of the segments include shower thoughts and AMA. They despise doing podnapping and frequently outsource ideas to their listeners. One of their handsome listeners is their Chicago correspondent. So that's what the original prompt was.
Yeah.
I suggest going through all the prompts before revealing the answers, because you may accidentally reveal the wrong answer to a prompt.
Oh.
Here are the translated descriptions. So
Okay.
these have been translated and then retranslated back. Long galaxy, long falcon. Chaos strengthened the galactic populace. You have the right to change your route in many areas of your life. All that mattered was to stop Bingy and Napo's small plane in hopes of freeing this barbarian. When the Public Relations Committee hosts a series of events, the first chancellor kindly causes controversy by leaving in the wild two Chedi Knights who are staunch supporters of justice.
Say Chedi, like
Chedi.
C-H?
C-H-E-D-I.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that video game Chedi Survivor.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're doing all the prompts first? Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, I mean, I think before we reveal them, I think we can take a guess.
Oh, okay.
So obviously,
Star Wars.
I
I
specifically.
don't know which one, though, because I'm not good with that stuff.
I'm going to specifically say Episode 1, The Phantom Menace.
Okay, yeah. I don't know the Star Wars series enough.
The first one starts with
Which
two
of
Jedi
the ones
Knights.
have Jedis? Yeah.
The first one starts with two Jedi Knights on a mission.
Yeah.
Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon. And I believe it says, and we joined the two Jedi, or something along those lines.
Right.
Which is, the last line is what makes me think that.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah.
The second one. The company started as an online marketplace to sell books in creators' garages. It is used in several product categories. It has grown into a multinational technology company focused on e-commerce, cloud computing, online advertising, digital streaming, and artificial intelligence.
I was going to say Amazon,
Yeah, I think it's Amazon.
but then...
Amazon started as a bookseller.
Yes. But then
And they
some of
also
the
do-
other stuff I thought was
Well,
not them. I don't know.
Cloud
Some of the
computing, they
few
have
things.
Amazon Web Services.
Right, yeah.
So, yeah, I
Do they have AI?
don't know.
I suppose, yeah, they probably have some version of like machine learning.
Yeah,
It's not
yeah.
necessarily like a ChatGPT AI, but yeah.
But you're
okay.
right, like it could be
Yeah.
it could be Google.
Yeah,
Technically, yeah.
maybe something like. Anyway, no, it's probably Amazon. All right.
Yeah, let's say Amazon.
Yeah.
Number 3. It is a Scottish multimedia brand and the world's leading multimedia motif. It was created in 1996 in completely imaginary crayons in the pancake canon. In all puddings, it will be the handyman who will participate, train, feed, and sabotage the handyman. The song's English slogan is, "He must catch them all." Nowadays,
God.
there are 1,015 more puddings.
Oh my God, I was so lost until the very
Yeah,
end.
yeah.
Oh God,
We're gonna say
Pokemon. Gotta be
Yeah, yeah.
Pokemon.
That famous Scottish brand.
I
Pokemon.
know. I was like, okay, Scottish brand. Is that?
When
that true?
I read Scottish brand, I was like, have they mistaken McDonald's?
Oh,
Scottish name, American brand.
right. Okay.
But no, we
no,
know
Pokemon
I think you mean puddings.
puddings. Didn't it also
Yes.
mistranslate podnapping with
into
puddings?
This next one, this last one says puddings. Oh wait, hang on. Okay. The railway bridge is very low.
Yeah, we get it.
Yeah. I'll continue, but we get it. At 3 meters or 9 feet 10 inches. There is a clear sign warning against approaching vehicles that are too high, but drivers who miscalculate the height of their vehicles often fall under bridges. As a result, the bridge became a local landmark and subject to humorous debate in the media.
Oh, that's right. That's all Monty.
Yes. Here's my fear is there are actually more than one bridge in Australia.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And if
we're getting...
Jeremy is trying to trick us by looking at one of the other ones.
Oh, that's sneaky sausage. Yeah, could be.
Look, we'll say Montague Street Bridge.
Because does it even have is that what's on top of it? Is it a train tracks? Because it said railway bridge, right?
Yeah, I think it's decommissioned.
I can't remember. Yeah,
yeah. They've got rid of a lot of those kind of things over the years.
Yeah. Anyway,
possibly originally, yeah.
We'll go for it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do we want the answers?
Let's do it.
Here are the answers as well as the original descriptions if you're curious. First one, Star Wars Episode 1.
Oh, he's got the episode.
A long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, turmoil was engulfed in the Galactic Republic. Taxation of trade routes. This is, by the way, the opening crawl to Episode 1.
Yeah.
The taxation of trade routes of outlying star systems is in dispute. Hoping to resolve the matter with a blockade of deadly battleships, the greedy Trade Federation has stopped all shippings to the small planet Naboo, where the Congress of the Republic endlessly debate the alarming chain of events. The Supreme Chancellor has secretly dispatched 2 Jedi Knights. Oh, hang on. The Guardians of Peace and Power to settle the conflict. Mm-hmm. What a boring opening crawl.
What?
There's so many trade federations and Republic Senates and debates and...
Yeah. I mean, can I say something controversial? All opening scrolling credits, scrolling or not, boring.
Can I tell you, when the newest Star Wars series was beginning, and they had The Force Awakens was the first one, I was working at the cinema then, and my job was to test movies before they play, make sure they play. We had a big midnight screening of Star Wars, and Disney are like, you cannot play it.
Yeah.
And we said, well, we need to test it to make sure it works.
Yeah.
We've got hundreds and hundreds of people coming in.
Yeah.
They said you can watch 11 seconds.
Yeah.
And then you need to stop it. So I was like, okay, fair enough. You're not going to get much in 11 seconds. Mm-hmm. Brr, the big Star Wars logo. And then the text said, Luke Skywalker is missing. And then it stopped. I was like, that is actually pretty interesting. There's only one line of an opening crawl, but you've got my attention.
Yeah. And that's where the scroll ended, actually. Just said Luke Skywalker is missing. That's it. And then
now we join
now we're into it. He could have been opened with one line of dialogue.
That's true. The second was Amazon.
Yes.
The company started as an online marketplace for books out of the creator's garage. It has expanded into multiple product line categories. Since then, it has become a multinational technology company focusing on e-commerce, cloud computing, online advertising, digital streaming, and artificial intelligence. That one actually did a pretty good job retranslating it back.
Yeah, that's true.
Pokemon was a third.
Ha ha ha.
Or the actual definition of Pokemon, Nelson, is
is
pocket monsters.
Yeah, yes, I did know that.
What Pokemon means. Yeah, this is a Japanese media franchise. I think they'll find it Scottish, actually. And imagine what language it's like. Oh, we actually use the same word.
Yeah. Japanese is good. Very close enough. And not what Cambo. This was not annoys me.
Yeah.
Not one language has Sweden and Switzerland as the same.
No.
We're trying. We're trying our hardest.
This country's like, we use the same word for Japan and Scotland. And someone's like, all right, I think that's pretty offensive to Japan. He's like, all right, hold your haggis. Like, no, that's Scottish. It's the world's largest media franchise. The franchise was created in 1996. I'm surprised it was created that late. I thought it would be earlier in the 90s than that. And it's centered around the fictional creatures called pocket monsters.
Yes. Well, first the Game Boy, I guess, must have come out in the same year as the first Game Boy.
Game Boy was 89. That's why it surprised me.
Yes,
it was
right.
So,
Yeah, I thought it would have... Yeah. From when the Game Boy was out, I would have thought that it would have been earlier.
Yeah.
I suppose Tetris would have been like the hot game of Game Boy.
It was, yeah.
And then...
They made a whole movie about it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah. In Pocket Monsters, Pocket Monster trainers are people who catch, train, care for, and battle with Pocket Monsters. The English slogan for the franchise is, gotta catch 'em all. There are currently 1,015 Pocket Monster species. And the last was the Montague Street Bridge.
Ah, I got him.
This railway bridge has very low clearance. This is actually a pretty apt translation.
Yeah, it was pretty close.
What we already
pretty
said.
close.
Yeah.
We got it.
We got it. Yeah, no trick there from Jeremy.
4 for 4.
And Jeremy, it's best regards, your cunning linguist correspondent.
Oh.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Jeremy? Thank you.
Hey, seriously, listen. Everyone else, shut up. Thank you.
All right, now it's time for the Ask Me Anything, where listeners of the show, just like you, listener, can write in and ask us anything you want.
Yeah, got one here from CN. Hello. Last year, I started to write short stories.
Oh, wait. Before you start. Okay, so CN wrote this email a while ago.
Oh, yeah, like years ago.
Like ages ago.
Yeah.
And I think what happened was I have this foolproof system
Okay.
of marking our emails as unread if we haven't done them on the show yet.
Yeah.
But then I copy and paste them into a show.
Yeah.
Show notes so that we can just continue to read on.
Oh, but if we cut it for time.
Yeah, but if we've accidentally gone too long and I forget to then go back and mark that as unread again, then it never comes up.
And unfortunately, we've actually run out of time.
I'm sure it will come up next. So, apologies.
Leah said, last year I started to write short stories, mostly horror and sci-fi themed, often sometimes both at once. Sci-fi and horror, I don't think they mix. Sci-fi horror is pretty fun to write. I even wrote stories based on an episode of this show a while back. You joked about someone who collects corpses, and I was like, hey, I'm going to do the lamest thing possible and turn that funny joke into a depressing horror story. Anyways, my story have gained a small bit of traction, at least enough to the point where I keep seeing people steal them and post them as TikTok text-to-speech videos with Minecraft gameplay in the background. You are the masters of petty revenge. How can I get some here? Your umbrella correspondent, CN.
Quick side note.
Yeah.
Where did the umbrella correspondent come from?
Yeah.
Did we appoint that? I don't remember.
Second side note.
Yeah.
We will need to chat to you about royalties.
Yeah. Here's the thing. You've come to two people who weekly rip off other people's content from Reddit.
Yeah, I can let it slide.
Yeah.
I wouldn't look too far into it.
You know what? Pay them money.
You should be honored that they're ripping off your content. I think the obvious one is to write a story where someone is doing this and then they get their comeuppance. So then as they're translating, they're like, wait a minute.
Oh, no. I didn't read the whole story. I just copied and pasted text or speech and then made a video. I think, okay, here's the thing that I think. And I could be totally wrong because I'm not as creative as some people in writing something or drawing something and putting it out there. But I feel like there's been times in my life where I have tried to hold something too close to my chest that I feel like I owned, and it ended up being to my detriment.
Yeah.
I actually don't think it's a bad thing that your work is being put out there for more people to see and view. I understand there's this problem of like, well, they're not crediting you and maybe people can't go back to it, whatever. But the thing is like, you should see this as almost like, okay, I know it's bad. I'm definitely going about this in a way that I'm not trying to defend, like what they're doing is definitely shitty. Mm-hmm. But I think you can see that there's like a positive side to be like, you're creating something so good, somebody feels like it's worth stealing.
Yeah.
And then that should put you on like a better path of like, well, maybe now I can, this is like a long shot, go to a publisher and be like, hey, I've written this book. Also, here's my work that's been posted everywhere else that I've done. You know, like just little things like that.
Yeah. Look, if they're taking credit for your story, take credit for their TikToks. Like, I've had millions of views on TikTok.
Yeah.
These are my stories. Look, here's me publishing them.
Yeah.
Here it is on TikTok.
Yeah. I've done all this. Yeah, that's true.
I think let's call it credit sharing.
Yeah.
It can go both ways.
Credit sharing. Yeah. That's right. Yeah, I think I think especially like early on, like if obviously you're an established writer and there's differences, but I think if you're just starting, early on, like it's not super terrible for your stuff to be put out there for free, even though it might seem that way.
I would also say, if you haven't already, send him a message. Like, hey, notice some of my stories are here.
Yeah.
Would you mind crediting me?
Yeah, exactly.
Chances are they'll be like, look, there's two obviously outcomes. One, they go, yeah, cool, sorry, didn't realize, and do it.
Yeah.
All good, you get your credit. If they say no, then that's when you start taking credit for the TikTok.
Yeah. That's right.
But like, I would say just try that. Like 9 times out of 10, I found whenever anything slightly like this has happened to me, if I message someone, they've just been like, oh, yeah, sorry, yeah.
Yeah. And they are trying to get away with it with it being there, right? But also it means that they'll probably just...
And we say that it's just keep this in mind. We say that it's not a bad thing if people are taking inspiration from what you do and doing it themselves. Take it from us, 2 guys that court-martialed their 2 listeners that started the podcast. Too similar to ours for our liking.
Yeah.
Do as we say, not as we do.
Obviously, we would never let this happen to
No,
us.
not in a million years. Yeah, there has been some stuff that's come up. I would say, I hope I'm not being too arrogant when I say, somewhat inspired by Cancel Movie Report. I've seen it as a couple of things pop up.
Yeah.
But I always kind of think like it's kind of nice.
Yeah,
like I'm not bothered by it necessarily.
I think that's the thing,
because no one's making money from it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's like, I found it really interesting. Like, legitimately something that I feel like I consciously learned from my youth to now is like, even just having ideas for stuff, like an app or something like that, you know, it's to be like, man, I've got this great idea for an app. I'm not going to tell anyone in case they do it. But it's like, there's actually far less that can go wrong than you think, because it's a lot of effort in this example to create an app in the first place. So like, unless you're going to do it, there's not much of an issue. It's like sometimes telling people ideas it's not as detrimental as I feel like almost society makes it feel like it is. People say, oh, you hear stories about people stealing other people's ideas and yada, yada, yada. But like, I think it happens so rarely because you have to put in so much more effort into an idea or something. You know, somebody stealing this one story for you isn't going to steal and they're pretending it's their own, isn't going to steal your opportunity with a publisher for an entire book because they haven't put the effort in themselves to actually become a good writer or whatever. You know, like there's just so much more that, doesn't really matter. Anyway.
I also, just one last thought on this is that neither of us batted an eyelid when he said, you guys once joked about someone who collects corpses.
Yeah,
sounds about right.
Sounds about right. Yes. Anywho, that's it for another episode. Thanks for writing in, CN and Jeremy. Thank you. If you would like to write into us, you can do so. Reddit podcast, READIT podcast at gmail.com. You can also reach us at Facebook, not Twitter. No, subreddit. They're all READIT podcast. You know what? Not even Facebook now that I think about it. I definitely
just email.
Just email. I sometimes check the subreddit.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
No, I check the subreddit for content.
Yeah, I check subreddit. Yeah.
Okay. I need to. Let me redo the ending.
Thanks for listening.
If you would like to write into us, you can do so.
Yep.
Our subreddit.
Yep.
Or by email.
And what's the email, Nelson?
Reddit podcast. There's just no flow. Okay. I don't have it yet.
Review the show, rate the show.
I'll think about this.
That's Reddit
next week.
readitpodcast@gmail.com.
Thanks for listening.
READIT podcast.